It's been described as a silent crisis. Men in rural areas who self-report lower levels of stress and depression, yet experience higher levels of suicide and substance abuse. News 19's Haley Johnson is here now to share more about the latest findings and how our local community is responding. Haley?
According to the CDC, suicide rates in rural areas are 64% higher than for people living in urban areas. New research from national nonprofit the Ad Council finds roughly 63% of rural adults report experiencing a mental health condition, but only a third say they're getting help. This video is part of a new campaign geared specifically to rural communities about the issue. Psychiatrist Dr. Elizabeth Botts with the Huntsman Mental Health Institute says there are a number of unique challenges and pressures facing rural areas. Things like jobs being more physically and financially risky, to social isolation, and simply less access to resources because of location. Botts adds that sometimes the culture of rural communities can create its own difficulties.
I think a big part is also the challenge of just the mindset. A lot of rural folks really pride themselves on being self-reliant. And while that can be a really wonderful thing, it's really great when people can also open up to others because that can actually make us stronger.
Now in Crawford County, lifetime resident Joe Childs has seen how mental health has impacted his community. He says he was inspired to reach out to other groups like the LEAD Collective and Gunderson Health System to create a space for conversations on mental health and the daily struggles of the men and families living in rural areas.
I really didn't realize that I'm not the only person. And now seeing that a lot of my friends and family members and loved ones also have struggled with this, but I would have never guessed that.
From those conversations came the Men's Mental Health Summit, which will launch its first meeting Friday at the Gays Mills Community Center. Childs adds that for anyone who attends the summit, there is no obligation to share or even talk. You can come just to listen to the speakers and find community.
And just being around some other people. Thanks, Haley. And again, that event will be at the Gays Mills Community Center tomorrow from 6 until 8. We do have more details in this story at WXOW.com.